Let's start our very first topic in this series, and in this video I will show you different cloud computing products, not only in this slide but also the actual subscription. And under that subscription we will see different cloud products such as networking, computing or storage kind. So there are multiple products. Like right now Microsoft have over 100 products for different purposes. So we will go through those products, and in few minutes we will see that in the cloud portal, and we will use those products in our future tutorials. So before we going, we have to know how it will work. So for portal we must have an Azure account. So basically Azure account is your email ID, and under that email ID we can purchase or we can uh, deploy different or multiple subscriptions according to our requirement. And under subscriptions we can create multiple resource group, and under resource group we can deploy multiple resources according to our need and requirement. So those things we will see today's lecture, and we will deploy few products. But before we going, I will just briefly explain about the resource group and virtual network, because those two products will be used in the first class. And resource group is like a group of logical collection of products such as virtual machines or storage accounts and web accounts or databases, so on. So we have to deploy this before we deploy a virtual network. And a virtual network is a representation of your own network in the cloud. So these two things will be required for deploying any resource in the cloud, and I will show you under the cloud subscription how we can do those things. And let's move on, and we will go to the cloud. So basically I already logged in the subscription, and here is the subscription and Azure Portal looks like. So there are multiple resources. You can see there are compute, networking, storage and so on. There are different products under different category, so we can use according to our requirements. So for this, let's go to the resource group. Type on the search bar resource groups. So we can see there is no resource group under this subscription because it's new subscription. I haven't created any resource group. So let's create a resource group. Click on create, and we can see it shows different things. So first thing is subscription, which subscription we want. If we have multiple subscription, so we need to choose one or two or three or which one. So we need to choose the subscription, and then the resource group, resource one, or we can say resource group 1, just for our test. And this is the region, which region we need to choose. So there are multiple region. According to our requirement we need to use different region. So in this tutorial we just go with Japan West, which is in East, which is in Asia Pacific, and then we can click next tag. We can skip this as this is not mandatory right now. We can deploy or we can edit later, but we can just type resource and we can set the value 1, and then we can go to next. So here it's the validation page. and it's already passed the validation and there is no error. So we can finally see our main things like subscription name, resource group name, like region and tag. Then just press create button and it will take few moments. See, it already created the resource group, and we can just click on the resource group 1 which we already created, and we can see this resource group is empty because we haven't deployed anything yet. But before we deploy anything, we can just look in this menu, like there are so many things from Microsoft, and we right now we don't know like what thing is about which. So in future we have to deploy, or we will work on those, like access control. We can give access of this resource group to multiple people in the department, such as I want to give that access to networking team and production team, but I don't want to give that access to the management team. So we can restrict and we can access different departments, and we can set policies and securities, and we can also see the logs of these resource group. So but before that we have to deploy our resource so we can see those things. And after we, let's move on and create a resource. So the second thing, in this video I will use VNet. So the resource will be virtual network apart from other thing. So we just search virtual network on it, can click on the create button, and then we need to choose things such as subscription. So we will go with the learning subscription. The resource group 1 already selected. Name will be virtual network 1 and choose Japan West. Go to next. As we can see, it's like the address space is with /16, and we can change it as well, but right now it's fine. And we can also add the subnet according to our requirement. So if we want to add subnet, just click on the subnet and we can see that we need to give the name and subnet range according to our requirement. And then we also can use different things, but right now we don't need to, so we just go to next. And in this section it shows some security options like firewall, DDoS and Bastion. So we will go with the default, and after few videos or tutorials I will describe about Bastion, DDoS and firewall. But today we just go with default and we will not use or enable those products. Just go to next. And tags, if we want we can, otherwise we just go with next. Then this is a final validation from the cloud side, and then if it will pass without any mistake, then we just need to create the virtual network by clicking the create button, which will be appear properly here as it's just loading. You can see, so it takes few minutes, or you can say a few moments, and then we can be able to create our virtual network. So this is, just click on the create. It will take few moments as well for validation. And so after that it will create our resource, which is virtual network. And let's see, it's almost going to deploy that, and the progress is under. So here it is. Already we have a VNet or virtual network. Just click on the go to resource button and we are inside the virtual network. So this is the symbol of virtual network, and we can see this is under resource group 1, which we already created before creating a virtual network. So in this virtual network we have different parameters on our left hand side. Address space, if we want to see, we can see. Also we can change it according to our requirement, and we can see which devices are connected. If we have multiple devices, subnets, we can change or we can edit the subnet according to our requirement. Then we also like have different parameters pairing, so those we will use those in our future video tutorials. So we have successfully created our resource group and virtual network for this video. So hope you like this video and this tutorial. We will see the next things in our coming videos.